What's up everybody? Welcome to Gray Rabbit Finance. I'm your host Tyler, and today I'm going to be doing technical analysis for all the major Forex pairs. Today's August 27th, 2023. Let's hop in. Okay, if you're new to this channel, I just wanted to welcome you, and I wanted to thank all the current subscribers for voting in the poll. The tribe has spoken, and it seems that everyone wants to see more Forex analysis, so I'm going to be focusing more on Forex, as that's what I typically trade. And just to give you guys an overview on how I'm going to organize this, anything that's with a pink flag are going to be the pairs I'm looking to actively trade this week. So this is what I'm seeing so far as my best trading options. And then anything in orange is going to be ranging markets. And then anything in blue is going to be for markets that are waiting to break out still, but are still below the Tenkan-sen, which is the blue line. So I'm going to show you that as we get into more detail, but just wanted to let you know that that's how these are organized. And so let's start with the British pound Swiss franc. This is on the weekly chart, and as you guys can see that this is just a ranging market, but we have a bullish Kumo twist. But this is a strange market because it's ranging, and one thing I want you guys to notice is that look at the Tenkan-sen, the Kijun-sen, and the Senko Span B, right? They're all flat and they're all at this same level here. So this is a very key level that we need to look for. And we have a really solid reversal bar here. So I'm expecting this to function as an N wave down, and I'm expecting this to continue to the downside. Now we've already had a bunch of attempted breakouts, and I'm expecting this support line to finally break, hopefully this week. And that's why I have this as one of my favorite pairs to watch. Now let's look at the daily chart for more details. Okay guys, so as you can see that this market has already touched this support line 3 times at the minimum. And then here's an extra 2 times here, right? So this support was functioning pretty solidly, but every support line is meant to be broken, and I'm expecting a move to the downside. And so you can see too, if we look to the left, we have a very flat section of the Senko Span B here and here. So these are going to be potential targets for the price move down. Now, I'm waiting for the price to close below this trend line. This is going to be our first confirmation of this N wave. But to really confirm the N wave down is going to be when price closes below this support level, which is at 1.10576. And I'm expecting to target this level here, which is the 1.08751 level. And I just want to show you guys too how I'm going to measure this N wave and the strength of it. So usually I use a Fibonacci retracement. So I'm gonna take that from all the way up here. And as you can see, we had a retracement to the 0.5 Fibonacci retracement level. So that means that this is a medium strength trend or N wave. And now I'm going to just do a little Fibonacci extension. And this is going to give me some possible levels of where to take profit. So as you can see, our take profit is going to be at this other support level here, which is the first really flat part of the Senko Span B, right? And that's around the 1 Fibonacci extension level. So we can see some confluence there. And if anyone's wondering too, guys, these vertical lines, so these are the Ichimoku time cycles, and you can see we had a really nice Hanka B here, a day of change, and we've got a nice reversal off of that. So the green vertical lines are the 26 period Ichimoku time cycles, and the 9 period are the vertical blue lines. And so I've drawn all these in based off the daily chart. And so these are just potential pivot points for the waves of the market. Now guys, let's move on to the next pair I'm keeping an eye on this week. That's going to be the British pound US dollar. So British pound US dollar on the weekly chart. You can see that prices closed below the Tenkan-sen here, but overall this is a bullish Kumo cloud here. But I'm expecting price to go a little bit further down to this Kijun-sen level. So as you can see, I've drawn in the lines there. But let's take a look on the daily, and I'll tell you why I'm thinking we're going to get further downside. So you can see this trend line here. We've broken down on an N wave, right? We've broken Senko Span B. We've got price below the Tenkan-sen, and we've got a bearish Kumo cloud twist. Now this cloud is still a bit small, so once we close below this candle here, we're going to be confirming the Senko span A and B, and Kijun-sen and everything will be pointing down. So I'm targeting this next green level here, which is where the Kijun-sen is on the weekly chart. So yeah, and then after that, our next target would be down at this level. So the first target is 1.24757, and the next target is 1.23081, and we're going to be looking to enter after the market breaks this support level here at 1.25479, and we're gonna be looking to enter on the lower time frames. So just keep that in mind. And yeah, so that's my idea for this week. It looks, to me, this looks like a big reversal in momentum in the market. This trend line is broken. We have an N wave here, right? So I'm gonna measure this with the Fibonacci retracement real quick. So we got that, and that was also a retracement to the 0.5 Fibonacci retracement level. So this is a medium strength trend, and let's do a Fibonacci extension. Okay, guys, and then you can see that if we have a medium strength, we can expect to at least hit around this 1-to-1 level. So that's right around where our carrot is, and we have some confluence here with a flat Senko span B line. Here's a flat Kijun. So I'm going to be looking around this area for my first take profit, and then looking down here at this next support level. All right, let's move on to the next pair. Okay guys, we are watching now the US dollar Japanese yen on the weekly chart. Overall, this is bullish. We have an N wave here that's been confirmed with the close. However, the bullish twist on the Kumo cloud is still too small, so we're going to need further continuation of this trend. However, I'm seeing right now that the Tenkan-sen and the Kijun-sen, Senko span B and A are all flat. So this could be, until we get price to close above the resistance level, this could be a possible magnetic force to make this retrace. However, when we look on the daily chart, I do not think we're going to get a retracement. It looks like we're going to get further continuation on the trend. And so I'm going to show you right now. This is where I'm targeting. So right now, price is closed above the Tenkan-sen. And so we need price to close above this resistance level, which is at the 146.589 level. And when we get a close above that, we're gonna start looking for an entry point in the lower time frames. But until that happens, we can't confirm this N wave up yet. But it looks like we've had two corrective waves back down to the Tenkan-sen, and then a nice 2-bar reversal here on the price action. So this is looking bullish to me. The structure of the Kumo cloud is very nice and bullish also. And so and we also got a shallow retracement too on the Fibonacci retracement level, 0.38. So that means this is a very strong trend. And we could even expect to target these upper Fibonacci extension levels at the 1.618. But our first target is going to be here at the 1 Fibonacci level, and that's at 149.594 level. So that's what I'm going to be looking for this week. And that's going to also be at the Henka B, a possible Henka B point here, and that's around September 6th, 2023. So this is our first target that we're going to be looking at, and we could see price possibly reverse off of this point and retrace back. So yeah, guys, keep an eye on that. Those are the first 3 pairs that I'm really going to keep my eye on this week because I'm really liking these setups. And now we're going to move into I'm just going to go quickly through the ranging markets and just show you what they look like. It's going to be good for anyone who is new to Ichimoku. Okay guys, so here price is below the Tenkan-sen and everything is flat. So this is a ranging market on the weekly. This is AUD Japanese yen on the weekly, and we have a ranging market here. Everything's flat. So price is below the Tenkan-sen. We would need a break above this resistance level here to confirm a trend in this direction. But until then, this is just a flat ranging market. Okay guys, and now, so this is slightly different. We have price above the Tenkan-sen, but still we have the cloud small and it's pretty flat, and Senko span B is flat. And when I go to look on the daily chart, you can see the cloud is very skinny and thin, and everything's flat, and the Chico span is just tracing up and down the candles. So this is also a ranging market. So I'm not going to be looking, I've mentioned a lot of videos before, I don't really trade in ranging markets. I tend to avoid them. They're very tricky markets to trade, especially with this style. And Ichimoku is more about following trends and using breakouts and following trends to capture profits. So here we're on the Euro AUD, and you can see Tenkan-sen is flat, Kijin is still pointing up, Senko span A is pointing up, and Senko span B. So this is overall pretty bullish, but this is, when I go down to confirm on the daily chart here, now we're on the daily, you can see that price is below the Tenkan-sen, and it's just ranging, right? So everything's flat. So I'm not looking to take any trades on Euro AUD until price gets back above this resistance level here, and that's at the 1.70659 level. Okay, let's move on to Euro CAD. Okay guys, we are on Euro CAD on the weekly chart, and you can see that price is just ranging here, right? We have the Tenkan-sen and Kijin-sen death crossing. We have Chico span hitting into the candles, and we have, Senko span A and B are pointing slightly up, but this is not a bullish trend yet, because we had a death cross here on the Tenkan and Kijin-sen. And also when we look on the daily chart here, we can see that price has just been going up and down, and everything's flat. So this is a ranging market. Okay, and now we're gonna look at Euro British Pound, and this is on the weekly chart. Okay guys, Euro British Pound, this is just ranging. Everything's flat. Tenkan-sen, Kijin-sen's flat, Senko span A and B are flat. However, when price does break below this support level here, which is at the 0.85217, which is at the 0.84928 level, when we get a close below that level, that is going to confirm this possible N wave down. But however, you guys can see, if I just draw in this right here, that's a Y. This is a Y wave, and Y waves are very, very tricky and very volatile. So a lot of times we'll keep bouncing off this lower trend line, and it looks like we're breaking out, but then price will reverse very sharply back up to this line here. So you want to look for, for trading breakouts. Y waves this is typically a sign of just a ranging market, and also a reversal. So we could get a reversal back up. We want to be looking for P waves, which are the opposite formation, which are more like that. So that's what we want to look for, and that's why I just have this marked on the ranging markets right now. But if we get to close below here, we will reconfigure our strategies. But let's look at the daily chart too real quick. And here you can see too, guys, on the daily chart, let me just position that for you. Look, we just have, Chico span is up and down, up and down. And this is, guys, if you're wondering what the Chico span just gives you a great indication of what's going on in a snap of a finger, right? Chico span just bouncing up and down, above and below the candles. That means the market's ranging. Here you can see that this is steadily below the candles, and that's how you know that we have a bearish trend, right? So just, keep in mind, look at the Chico span, because that tells you a lot of information. All right, next market. On the weekly chart, we have Euro JPY on the weekly. All right, guys. So just on the weekly, everything's flat. Boom, 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 boom. Senko span B is slightly up, but everything's pretty much flat. We have a doji here. So price is just consolidating within this range. And when we look here on the daily chart, everything's flat, and Chico span is tracing the candles, right? So we know that this is ranging until we get a breakout and close above this resistance level at 159.492. If we get a close above, we will start looking and reevaluating, but until then, this is a ranging market. Okay, guys, and we now are on the British Pound AUD. Tenkan-sen's flat on the weekly. Kijin-sen's up. Senko span A is up. Senko span B is flat. It looks like, here's an inside bar. We had this last thrust up on this bullish candle, and now we have price closing inside of this. So this is an inside bar. which can be a sign of reversal of the trend. And you can see on the lower time frame here, this is the daily chart, that we had price hit this resistance and then come back and close below the Tenkan-sen, and it looks like price is going to come back down on an N wave to this Kijun-sen, which is flat. So I'm not looking to trade this until we get price back above Tenkan-sen and then start looking for price to close above this resistance level, which is the 1.99721 resistance level. Okay guys, let's move on to the next pair. This is British Pound CAD, and this is the weekly chart. Okay, price is above the Tenkan-sen, and the Kijun-sen are pointing up. Senko span A is up, Senko span B is flat. This is a nice Kumo cloud structure. But you can see now, guys, look at this long flat Senko span B right here, right? So this is heavy resistance right here. And it looks like price, we had a really strong 2-bar reversal here. One up, one back down, right? But price is above the Tenkan-sen. So overall, that's bullish on the weekly. However, when we look on the daily chart right now, we had a death cross, a gold cross. We have the Chico span now tracing the candles, right? And we have everything is just flat. So this is a ranging market until we get a close above this resistance level, which is the 1.73153 level. And until we get price back above the Tenkan-sen on the daily, I will not really be looking at this chart too much. Okay, the next pair is the British Pound Japanese Yen. Here we are on the weekly chart, guys. And you can see price above the Tenkan-sen, but Tenkan-sen's flat, Kijun-sen's flat, Senko span A and B are both flat, and we have an inside bar right now. So when price breaks this bar, it's going to break hard in either direction. So it's either going to break up or it's going to break down. But since these are flat and we have a big gap between the Kijun-sen and the current price, I'm expecting price to reverse back down. But let's take a look at the daily chart real quick. You can see some more detail. So look, price is overlapping here. Chico span is overlapping the price and the candles. Everything's flat. Price is below Tenkan-sen. The cloud's flat. So this is just a consolidation right now, a ranging market, and we're going to need price to close above this 1.86771 level to confirm the trend continuation. So this week, I'm really not going to be looking at this pair unless we get that close above. Okay, guys. And now we are here on the New Zealand Japanese yen. Price is below the Tenkan-sen. Looks like it's retraced quite a bit. Kijun-sen's still flat, but here you can see it acted as a support. The cloud's flat, and let's go. So here on the daily chart, it looks like the market is ranging still, but price has just broken the Senko span B, but the cloud's flat. This Kumo cloud's still too small. But if we get a close, we're going to be looking at this market more. If we get a close below this support level here, which is the 85.792 level, we're going to start reevaluating this, but right now this is just a ranging market. Okay guys, and now we're going to look at US dollar Swiss franc on the weekly, and here you can see that this was a support line that was broken, and if you remember from the support and resistance video that I have, now the support has become resistance, it seems like, at least at the moment. But we're going to need to see more price action. But typically when price can get resisted at a previous support level. So we're going to be looking at that. But this is a ranging market right now. So look, this is the chart on the daily. We have a gold cross, Chico span above the candles here. And we have price just about to break the Senko span B. And it looks like we may get a bullish twist if we get some further price action up, right? However, just from a candlestick point of view, we have a doji here, and we have an inside bar. So this could be a reversal point. So we're gonna have to keep an eye on that. But until then, guys, there's no real trend in this market, and this is just ranging. Okay, guys, we're here on AUD CAD, and it looks like price is below the Tenkan-sen, but the Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen are flat, and Senko span A and B are flat, right? We are hitting on this support level again, which was heavily resisted last time. So we're going to need to close below this support level, which is the 0.86252 level. And if we get closed below there, I'm expecting price to reach down to this level, which is the 0.80643 level. But until that happens, until we get this breakout, I'm not going to really be looking to trade this, and I'm going to show you why on the daily. And that's just because right now, looks like price is on an N wave up on the daily. So we have price, which is still above here on the Tenkan Sen. So we need price to come back down below. And so until price is below the Tenkan Sen, I'm not really going to be looking to enter a trade in this market, and especially until we get this breakout of this support level. So for this week, guys, unless anything changes, I'm not really going to be looking too hard at this pair. Okay, next pair, AUD Swiss franc. So overall, this is bearish. Price is below the Tenkan, Kijin, Senko, and Senko Span B, right? Everything's pointing down, so this is looking pretty good. However, we have two inside bars here, so this looks like a reversal here on the weekly. And I think if we break this bar here to the upside, you're going to start seeing these flatten out. And let's look on the daily, right? So on the daily, we have price is on an N wave, it looks like going up. Kijin Sen is flat. Senko Span A and B are still pointing down, so that's good. So really, we just need to get back down. Price needs to get back below the Tenkan Sen, and then we can start looking for an entry once we break this support level, which is the 0.56070 level. And our next target level will be down here at the 0.53471 level. And obviously, to make good targets, we're going to use Fibonacci retracements and extensions to measure the strength of the N wave. But until then, guys, until price gets back below, like I mentioned, all these ones that have blue flags are where price needs to get below the Tenkan Sen. So I'm waiting for that. All right, and now we are on AUD USD. Let me clear that up a little bit. So on the weekly chart, this is pretty flat. We have a doji here, and it looks like we have it's two inside bars. So this looks like it's going to reverse up. So I'm expecting a reversal back up. And let's look on the daily chart real quick. So look, guys, on the daily chart, right now what I'm seeing is a double bottom. So we have a bottom here, and we have a bullish candle forming. We have price below the Tenkan Sen, which is good. This is bearish, but we have the Kijin Sen flat. So until we get confirmation on this N wave here, which would require a close below the support level, which is the 0.63646 level, this is just a market I'm going to be keeping an eye on, but probably not trading this week. So let's see what happens. But we have another little doji bar here and an inside bar. So I'm just expecting price to go back up this way and be attracted by this flat Kijin Sen. Okay, guys, now we're here on the CAD Swiss franc on the weekly chart, and price is below the Tenkan and Kijin Sen, both pointing down. Senko Span A is down and Senko Span B is flat. But I just, let's turn the details on. This is a Y wave here, right? So we already mentioned that before. But let's look at the daily chart. Let's get a little more detail. Okay, guys, on the daily chart, we are just, price is above the Tenkan Sen here, and we're in a very tricky Y wave, right? It's still overall pretty bearish, but we're going to need a close below the support level at the 0.64597 level. And if we get that, I'm expecting price to break down and probably touch on one of these on this trend line here. But until then, price is just kind of ranging until we get a breakout and confirmation. And like I said, these Y waves are very tricky. So I'm going to be keeping an eye on this, but we need price to get back down below Tenkan Sen first. All right, now let's go to the next market. Okay, guys, and here we are on Swiss franc, Japanese yen, and we've got this is overall bullish on the weekly chart. However, Tenkan Sen's flat, Kijin Sen's flat, Senko Span A and B are flat, and looks like we have an inside bar here, and we're getting met by a lot of resistance here at this level. So I'm expecting a reversal from here. And let's go take a look at the daily. So guys, as you can see on the daily chart, price is below the Tenkan Sen right now, and the Kijun Sen is very flat. And I'm just expecting the market right now to be ranging, and with a possible move down to this Kijun Sen level. So until we get a close above this resistance level, the 166.588 level, the trend is not continuing. So this is going to just be ranging this week probably. Okay, now we're going to move on to the Euro Swiss franc. Guys, this is very bearish. We've got Tenkan Sen pointing down, Kijun Sen down, Senko Span A down, Senko Span B is flat, Kumo cloud is too small, very tiny. So this, and it looks like we're hitting into a really heavy support area. So this is going to be a tad bit tricky. And we also have an inside bar here on the weekly, which could be a sign of reversal. But let's look at the daily. Okay guys, here we are on the daily, double bottom here, boom, boom. And price is just kind of ranging right now around here, but price is below the Tenkan Sen, which is bearish. So if we get a close below this 0.95156 level, we could expect price to head back down to this next support level, which is the 0.94 level. But we're going to need a close and a breakout first, and we're seeing a double bottom here, so I'm not sold on that yet, but I'm going to keep my eye on this one this week too, just in case we do get a close below there. All right, guys, next pair. And here we are. Okay, so this is USD CAD, and as you can see, I drew in this major trend line here. It looks like it's getting resisted off of this point. I see a nice wick here on these candles, right? So that shows that the price has been met with resistance. It's kind of like a rubber band, right? You pull it up, and that's a long wick, and you let it go, and it snaps the price back in the opposite direction. So we got an inside bar. Kijun Sen's flat, Tenkan Sen's flat, small Kumo cloud here. This is actually a bearish Kumo cloud twist. So I'm expecting price to come back down actually. But however, on the daily chart, this is a bullish Kumo cloud with price above the Tenkan Sen. However, Kijun Sen is flat and Senko Span B is flat. So we're going to need to see if we get a close above this resistance level, which is the 1.36548 level, which if we do, and we get an N wave above this, it's going to confirm the breakout, and this cloud's going to get bigger. And that way, we might start looking for a trade in that direction. But until then, guys, I'm just expecting a reversal here. We have an inside bar. We have this long wick. So we're going to need to see more price action before we think about entering a trade in this market. And last but not least, guys, we're going to watch here. This is the this is the weekly chart for the Euro US dollar. You can see I've drawn in trend lines here, and we're starting to hit that trend line. And let me just show you the chart real quick without anything drawn. So price has closed below the Tenkan Sen and the Kijun Sen. But we have a nice big bearish Kumo cloud here. So, and like you saw, that little trend line is drawn in here, right? So it looks like we could be getting a bounce here. And we have an inside bar forming here on the weekly chart. So if this breaks up or if it breaks down, it's gonna be pretty strong break. But let's take a look at the daily chart real quick, because the daily chart, in my opinion, is looking pretty bearish. So we have 3 touches on this trend line, right? So we have an N wave coming down like this. We got price below the Tenkan Sen, price below the Kijun Sen, and the Senko Span A and B, right? And these are pointed down, except for B is a little bit flat. So if we're going to need to see if this trend line can support price, which I'm thinking it's possible. It looks like it right now. So I'm thinking it's going to bounce off this line, come back up to this resistance level, which used to be support, right? And then we're going to get another N wave down in this direction. So I'm going to wait until price breaks below this 1.07658 level to look for the trade. But until then, I'm keeping this on my radar. This is on the blue list, and we're going to be looking for a retracement and then a breakout. So that's what we're going to be looking for. But I just think that this week it's going to be retracing back up to this level. So I'm not going to be looking for any trades yet. But if that changes and we get the close below, then I would recommend to look for a breakout entry. Now, guys. Okay, guys, and I just want to go quickly over the fundamental news. So this is from fxstreet.com. I use this just to know when CPI data and other types of news are going to be released. So I make sure I stay out of the markets when that's happening, because they can be very volatile and very dangerous. But I'm going to scroll quickly through this and you guys can see. So on the AUD Monday, watch out for retail sales. AUD monthly consumer price index on Wednesday, August 30th. And we're going to have the CPI also for the euro on Wednesday, August 30th. And we're going to have GDP annualized from US dollar on Wednesday, August 30th. We're going to have manufacturing PMI here on the Chinese yuan. And that's on Thursday, August 31st. Euro retail sales, Thursday, August 31st. Euro core harmonized index of consumer prices, Thursday, August 31st. USD core personal consumption expenditures, August 31st. And then on Friday, we're going to have the manufacturing PMI here from the yuan and the CPI from the yuan. And we're also going to have the USD average hourly earnings. This is on Friday. And Canadian dollar GDP annualized Friday, and the manufacturing PMI for US dollar on Friday. Guys, I'm going to leave a link to this in the description below. And just one other thing I want to show you that I use when I'm trading Forex markets. I like to use this currency strength meter, and it just kind of gives me an idea of what the pairs are doing just at one glance real quick. So you can see, like just from this example, the US dollar is very strong and the yen is very weak. So that would mean that, this could be the most volatile pair and it could have the most volume and be moving the most in the market. So whenever there's a big discrepancy between two pairs, I like to make sure that I check out that pair, because that pair is going to be getting a lot of volatility and price movement. And so if we can catch a good wave, a good price movement in that market, we can have a really time efficient trade. And so this just gives us two pairs that are one really weak and one really strong. That means it's going to be moving very fast. Same here, Euro, JPY. Euro would be moving fast against the pound. So that's this just gives you like a real quick overall view of the market. So I always look at this in the morning when I'm looking at the charts, and I will also put a link to this below. But yeah. Thanks a lot for everyone who voted in the poll. We're going to keep this analysis going on the Forex markets. Appreciate you guys being here. Thanks for liking and subscribing. That really helps me and my family. And what do you guys think? What are some of your markets that you're targeting this week? Do you have any ideas, any suggestions for the other traders? Please feel free to comment below. And until next time, guys, peace.